Welcome to episode 73. No, hang on.
That's backwards.
Episode 37. Sorry. Start again. Hello and welcome to episode 73. I've done it again.
You've done it again.
I know. I'm just messing with you. How are you doing, mate? I've not seen you for weeks and weeks and weeks. And no,
I waved at you through the window.
Yes.
When you were on the phone.
Yes.
I then were picking up parcels, which we'll come on to. But
yes.
You can smell some new rubber.
New rubber smell. Exactly. But we have been since the massive podcast rush. We've been ships in the night.
Yeah. So if anyone's listened to the previous episodes, what we've done is we actually ended up with a week where we filmed. Was it 3 in a week?
3 in a week.
And there was one on the previous Friday.
Yeah.
So it was like 4 with an actual calendar week.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was crazy, but. Where have we been? Great North Air Ambulance.
Fantastic. I do want to touch on that, but that was fabulous. Yeah. And then we had...
With Darlington Business Club.
Darlington Business Club.
We had Liz from Tiger Dovin.
We had Andy from Trident Manor.
Andy from Trident. That episode is still coming, by the way.
Yes, it is.
We've got to
tweak.
Check that everything's above board.
Especially with his top security knowledge.
I know, it was more than I realised.
Oh, absolutely. How fascinating was that?
Probably why more checking needs to be done.
More checking needs to be done.
I was asking some leading questions that I didn't realise I'm probably not supposed to ask. So
I think he handled it very well.
He handled it very well.
Diplomatically.
Funny that.
Do you see what I did
there? To that when it comes. Yeah, if that episode is out when this is released, go and listen to it. And if not, it might just be 36 and 37 of the wrong way around.
Yeah, wrong way around.
Like, you can forgive us.
That's why I did 73, 37.
There we go then. Perfect. Mate, am I seeing a bit of a suntan from the weekend?
Edinburgh. What a glorious weekend we had. Gorgeous sunshine.
I've seen your social medias.
I know.
Yeah.
Short stop. Little wee stop from pub to pub to pub to pub.
It was very beverage focused.
Absolutely.
I think I saw some food on there. Was there some food
There was some food on there because Dan's young lady, Hannah, is vegetarian. We went to the David Barn restaurant, which was delish.
David Barn restaurant.
Yeah, he's very famous for it. And I had a wonderful starter. And then I had his twist on haggis, nips and tatties, which was fab. Oh, my Lord.
I'm glad you went traditional with that. That's fantastic.
I love haggis. I absolutely love haggis.
So do I.
Loved my whiskey, loved my haggis. So it was a honestly fabulous week, but came back on the Saturday night. Absolutely pooped.
Ready for a rest.
Ready for a rest.
Ready for a break for your holiday.
For another holiday, yes.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so yes, a little bit of suntan, but it was nice to relax, switch off.
Some good times. I saw it. It looks really good.
Yeah, but again, I was
so delighted to see you were switching off because you've been nuts. And we're going to touch on some stuff to today's theme of the podcast. But you wanted to lean into Great North Ambulance.
Great North Ambulance. I just listened to that podcast the other day, and I know I mentioned it at the end of the podcast, but I just want to say how fantastic was everybody. Honestly, and I was laughing with Jess and Alina. From that podcast, I think we've got about 6 people lined up.
Yeah, we filled guests for the next... Well, we're full.
We're full. But literally, I just wanted to thank everybody that came on. Obviously, I think Michelle did wonderful cajoling them, like, come and sit down, have a chat.
Michelle did wonderful on her
she
episode.
Did. Although she did state she would never come on for a full episode. She won't do that.
It's funny how you just went completely quiet. You were lost for words.
Lost for words. I let my young lady speak for me.
Yep.
Yeah, but no, absolutely unbelievable. Everybody was fantastic. I think everybody was potentially going, this is my first podcast, or, some had done so. Obviously, Jo Long was lovely.
I've never met Jo. And connected with her on social media.
Social media, LinkedIn. She commented on the post. She's willing to come in, wanting to come in, in fact. But just how wonderful was everybody?
It's brilliant.
It really was
Absolutely brilliant.
I can't wait to see I believe there's a reel of me and you at the end of it when we both just went in unison without scheduling or planning, and we both went leaning back on the chair.
I haven't seen that.
No, apparently it's coming. Yes.
Alina, she's hiding me on the curtain. I'm going to, Alina.
Yes, exactly.
Alina, what have you done?
But that's really good. You enjoy. I mean, we both thoroughly enjoyed it. But it was, I don't want to say tiring, but it was tiring in a good way. You know what I mean? I felt like buzzing at the end of it. But
it was 15 people that we had through.
Yeah,
and we were. I did feel like we're a bit on TV.
Definitely. And it was longer than an hour's episode, wasn't it?
It was.
Like an hour and a half or something.
Yeah, well, it's 15 times 4 minutes. Ish, because some people ran
a little bit over.
At one point we got told we needed to cut it down a bit to 3.
Yes.
So we did that, and then we ended up back at 4.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was brilliant. Really, took a lot away from that. And I think actually, because with the podcast studio stuff anyway, although it was on the road, we're actually looking at doing some live webinar events and things like that. So it's
Very good.
having a good understanding on how that works. I think we need earpieces.
Yes, that'd be really good. So then we can look like proper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, wrap it up, Andy. Wrap it up, Adam.
Yeah, exactly. No,
Talk
that's
about
really
this.
good.
10 seconds to ad break.
Andy, wake up. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So,
What's been happening with you then,
what's
Mitchy
been
boy?
happening with you? We hit a milestone.
Hang on a minute. You're not 8 years old,
We are 8
you?
years old.
Oh,
we are. Thank you very much. So that is HubSpoke Media, the company, turned 8 years old on Monday.
I loved your post. It was really nice. Heartfelt, thanking everybody. Well done, man.
Yeah, it
well
was.
done.
And you're one of those that were in
Am I?
there, obviously. Yeah, you are. Well, you individually, you are my trusted partner when it comes to IT.
Thank you.
So, yeah. She's taking pictures. I might smile.
Already?
Yeah, look. We're smiling at the camera. It works.
Hang on, that's my
Spotify.
job.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Sorry,
Well,
stop
I'm
it.
doing it today.
Back off.
We turned 8. I've got big ideas.
Yay.
So yeah, we turned 8 years old, and it got me. Well, first of all, I'll put a video out. If you've seen it on social, then great. If not, no problem.
No.
But I thought it was important to, rather than go, hey, look at us, we're 8 years old. What I wanted to do is actually just say thank you to anyone that's worked with our business, and that is in the broadest sense. So whether it's a client or a provider like yourself,
Yeah.
or the team here at Business Central. I mean,
What a great team.
yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we're a tenant.
Yes.
You know, we are a tenant of the building, but it's more than that here.
Of course it is.
And I started working here in the co-working space.
You did, yeah. As did
and-
Michelle.
Yeah. And then sort of transitioned into office space.
Yeah.
COVID happened, but still had the office
Yeah.
space. And then we've moved on to, we're in 3.
Three
We're in
times,
the
same
third
as us,
office,
yeah.
And having the team there has just been great, and getting out from. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy working from home. You know that I do it at times. I hide away to get projects
Purely
done.
to get projects done and give
Yeah.
yourself that space.
But coming into a workplace and seeing people like, Margaret, Dan, Ian,
Ben,
Ben,
yeah.
Vanessa,
Yeah.
they are incredible.
She's
They
in this
showed
morning.
me-
I saw her.
She is.
I was
know,
like, hello,
saw her
stranger.
yesterday. I saw her yesterday. So So like seeing them, it's an absolute
Yeah.
pleasure. And they've done wonders just to help my business. Now, it might not be anything from a monetary standpoint. It could just be a helpful ear. And that's the other thing I said about, even if it's just you've had a coffee with us,
Yeah.
and that could be me or the member of the team,
Yeah.
and just listened, provided some advice and guidance, it makes such an impact.
I think
on a business.
it's more than an impact, though, Adam, and I think we both can speak personally about this in terms of the Darlington business team. They are fantastic. Obviously, they were very, very helpful with helping us move into the office. They obviously have now partnered with us, so therefore they believe that we are their trusted IT partner by providing IT for the business. So 100%, it's a two-way street. I love coming to work. I love chatting with the people, but I don't believe Resilient would be where they are today without their help and their guidance and helping me build. And I think you're the same. Obviously, you do their social media and they help
we
you.
work with them.
Honestly, they're just like a lovely, like an extended family.
And I think it's so important to look at business, and the theme will emerge in a second.
Dum, 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 dum.
Dum, dum, dum. That's good, like that. The theme will emerge in a second, but in business, it's not just about, hey, I've got this product or thing or service, and you can pay me for it. Because
Buy Teams.
by teams, yes, because it isn't.
No, absolutely.
You don't get everything right first time.
No
You've
way.
got to learn a huge amount, and I said that in
And
the
it's
video.
painful. Yeah.
Yeah, it can be painful. It
Can
be
be
really
painful.
painful.
Yeah.
So today's theme.
Dum, da, dum, dum. Is it dumb?
No,
Oh, right, okay.
it is. Today's theme is, and it's kind of similar to the bookshop episodes that we did, where
Rare books.
yeah, the fictionary rare bookshop that we came up with. However, today is all about if I or anyone, insert individual, was starting a business today.
Don't do it.
What are the basic things? I like to think of it as you need, as in terms of business in a box.
Business in a box. I
So
like that.
today's episode is
Business
in
a
box.
not rehearsed at all.
No, we haven't actually rehearsed
we
it.
haven't.
No, so today's theme is business inbox, and we're going to kind of go, what do we need to do now?
Teams.
Teams.
All right, I'll stop.
It's things like that, though.
It's
And
things like
I
that.
would say Teams is part of that.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a discussion about that. But if anyone is looking, and this can be, I would say, big or small, these principles apply.
Yes.
So you could be, I know someone who's doing cakes, like wedding cakes and things like that. Absolutely applies. You could be a bigger business. You could just be going, right, I'm going to set up a consultancy business, or I'm going to set up a cafe
Yeah.
in the middle of town. This is like the key pillars that you need in your business box.
Right. Okay.
Number one, what do you think? Everyone goes there first. Huh?
You need a domain, email,
Yeah.
telephone,
Yep. So therefore, you need a name,
a name.
which is the hardest bit. Quite often.
Quite
That-
often.
Quite often.
Spoke Media.
Yeah,
That's a really good name, I think.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I
Because
think
when
so.
I did that, I was like, I'm not sure about this. I'll give you the full story. So when I was setting up HubSpot Media, I'm like, I love my cycling. I'm not doing so much of it at the moment, but I love my cycling, love bikes. So I was like looking around. I was like, I was looking at my bike actually. I had it outside. I'm like looking at it going, okay, yeah, we could sprocket. No.
Gears, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was like, what do you use? What tools do you use? I was like, what about like Ratchet marketing? I was like, no, if you speed that up, it sounds like Ratchet
Yeah.
marketing. I was like, okay, that doesn't.
I like that.
Yeah.
Mouse poo marketing.
Yeah. I did say Ratchet, by
Yeah,
the way.
exactly.
Twice. Well, 3 times now. So, and then I was like, hub and spoke. And the way I've often thought about things is, marketing, it brings it into the hub. Therefore, the strength of a wheel is in its spokes.
Yeah.
And
No, it's good.
There are hub and spoke models that people talk about, and this, that, and the other. So that's where that came from. Then, yeah, like you say, you need domain name.
Yeah.
So that's your website address. If you don't know, and that could be a .co.uk, that could be
.com,
.com,
.anything,
.xyz
Yeah,
exists,
you can-
.io,
UK, UK,
.wales. I've
Wales
seen
now.
.wales.
Dot
If you're in
online
Wales,
now.
.online, yeah, there's all sorts. So you can go absolutely .food. I
Dot
think
food.
Yeah.
.tv.
Think about how many of those you want to purchase as
Oh,
well,
gosh,
because
yeah.
other people can
To
purchase
protect
those.
our branding, corporate branding,
Yeah.
protection.
100%. So that's the name. You then have a domain name, and if you're going limited company, company's house,
Company's house.
okay. And if you're going sole trader, you need to obviously have your unique tax reference sort out. So I'd find someone that can advise you on the correct thing, because we are not financial advisors.
No.
Okay, but company's house. If you're setting up a limited company, it was £13 when I set it up.
Yes, £13.50, I think, or
my
something.
joke
Yeah.
story was I was losing my job.
Yeah.
They were like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? And then the next day I walked in going, I'm now a director of a company.
Yes.
And they were like, what?
Laugh, laugh, laugh.
Yeah, they found it hilarious.
Exactly.
But I was.
But you were.
I remember I must have done it it was like evening time, 8:30 in the evening.
You can just go online and do it.
Yeah, I'd been to a redundancy fair thing, and there was Mark from Tedco. Big shout out to Mark
Yes,
from
lovely
Tedco.
people.
Because whilst I never used the Tedco products,
No, we never did neither.
just because it didn't fit with what we're doing, Mark was invaluable in terms of just hearing me out.
Yeah.
I turned up with my little book. It says Cunning Plans and Bright Ideas that my mother got me when I was
Bless.
doing it. And that every now and then I go in that book still, and I still update it, like just
Yeah.
little status, so I can look back. So I went in and
Still
went, this is my
crying.
idea. Yeah, still
Still
painful.
wondering what to do.
Still panicking about this, that, and the other. Yeah, so he went, this is my business. This is what I want to do. And he just sort of gave me the final,
Yes.
yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah. What? Okay. Kind of like what you're talking to me for. You just going,
Just do it.
just do it. I was like, yeah, I'll do it. Yeah. I'll do it.
Yeah.
Having not known.
No.
Not known. But the truth is, starting a business can be like that, can't it?
100%. mate.
Yeah. So, name, company's house if you want it, domain name, which I did do.
You did?
123. Is it Reg 123 or 123 Reg? I get it backwards
Yeah.
and forwards.
Yeah.
It's either Reg 123 or 123 Reg.
3773.
How
Reg
many,
123.
how many times have I been on that site?
Oh, I know, and I still don't know.
I still
what it is.
don't know which way
No.
around it is.
The good news is if you put 123 Reg or Reg 123, you get there anyway.
Yeah, so that is usually sort of a top listing when you're searching for domain names, and you can buy them from there. You can then move them on and point them wherever, and this, that, and the other.
Only as your experience grows, though. They were very good for when you want just quickly to buy a domain name.
Yeah. I've got
So they're
clients
very
that
good.
do that.
Absolutely, they're very, very good. Obviously, me and you have expanded, grown, and we utilize other platforms now.
We
but
do.
Absolutely fine. So yeah, go onto there, get your domain name, get that registered, get your emails. Do not use a Gmail or a Hotmail or a Yahoo account. You've got the domain, therefore you can get emails.
Yeah, so it could be insert your name at yourcompany.com.
Correct.
I think just to add, because this is the other bit I didn't know. I was like, what's the domain name? Domain name, hosting. So domain name, I say it as like it's your house sign.
Correct.
So you could take your house sign off your house and stick it on a different house.
Correct.
Your hosting is the house.
Correct.
Okay, so you can build the house here.
Yeah.
You can stick the domain name on it and go, this is my house or my
Yeah.
website. You can then go and build another house, and then you can then go put my domain name on that house, and then you're using different hosting.
Yes. Interestingly, had a customer the other day that has the domain name registered with one company,
Yeah.
the website pointing and hosted with another company, emails with another company.
I think I
the
can
name
see,
servers with another company.
I think I can see your role here, Andy.
Yes, exactly. But
Yeah.
that's a very good analogy of the house.
That's the way I think of it. So if you want a website, brilliant. You can use Wix or Squarespace or any of those.
Very, very good.
You can deal in WordPress.
Yeah.
You can have someone program it from scratch for you. You can do all sorts. There's all sorts of platforms that you can use. Loads of options out there. However, you need a domain name and somewhere to host a website. So
Yeah.
a domain name is purely the name, pretty much. You've then got to say which computer to look at for the website.
Correct.
So we've got a name, we've got a domain name, and emails, and do that.
Telephone number.
Telephone number, all of that
Yeah.
sort of stuff. Logo,
Correct.
okay. Now I say logo because logo and branding are two different things.
100%, as
Yeah.
Liz told us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a good episode to go back to. So logo is, the logo, what the symbol is, the emblem. There it is. Andy's got it on his polo today. But the branding really is how you talk and how you behave, how the company behaves or the business behaves,
Yes,
or
correctly.
what sort of colour scheme that you have.
Blue, in our case, red cog.
Yeah. And you got white.
And yes, we've
Blue,
got
red,
white
and
as well.
white.
Absolutely.
Very often C3.
Yeah.
As a key denominator. And what I'd say is that point, if you're looking at colours and you want complementary colours, what I'd say is find like a colour tool, like Adobe have a very good one.
They do.
So
Very good.
you go, I want this colour red, find me 5 options of colour that'll go with it.
Yeah.
And you've got various ways, I can't remember the exact terminology. It's like triometric or something like this, and it'll put a triangle on the colour wheel.
Correct.
And then it'll give you, they're like opposite but complementary colours.
very
So there's
good.
things that you can do around there. Fonts,
Don't choose cyan because apparently it eats print
yes.
ink.
Don't choose 100% cyan because it does, because I have 100% cyan. Still,
Yes.
8 years later,
Yeah.
962 million ink cartridges later. So yeah, yeah,
I still find that funny.
yeah, it's quite funny. It's just the cyan cartridge.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, don't just pick cyan. I'd recommend that, even though it's a nice colour.
It is.
So yeah, there's that. Brands, you might want to think about your colour scheme in terms of what represents. So NHS,
but then you
for
said font,
example,
yeah.
blue, font, how you're doing it. And then you've kind of got a basic groundwork of, look at my house. Thinking of branding is like the decoration to the house in terms of how you present your house and all of this sort of stuff. Right. So that's sort of very quickly, very, very quickly, branding, logo, website. We've touched on Wix, Squarespace and things like this, but
Correct.
Andy, IT-wise, what are we needing?
Yeah, obviously I would recommend a business broadband. Ooh. Business broadband purely because they can give you what's called the SLAs, they can give you the contention. SLA, service level agreement.
There we go.
Some of the customers that I do know, God bless, no harm, but obviously if that business is successful and you are 100% dependent on the internet, if your residential broadband goes down, Virgin, BT, Sky, whoever they are, my friend, they can just go, yeah, it's residential. But I need it for my business. No. You've got residential broadband. Therefore, no SLAs, it'll be back on when it's on. However, if you have a business broadband, you pay more for that. However, they have to give you a timescale of when it will be fixed. And you can, I'm not saying that you can all do, but obviously you can do like compensation, not being offline for so long, etc., etc., etc. So highly, highly recommend business broadband. Also recommend setting up a room in your house. Let's say you're going to start at your house.
Yeah.
Get a dedicated room so you can switch off and have that boundary between work and home.
Do you know what? I was looking the other day through my photo reel. I just couldn't find what I was looking for, but it was... So in the house we were in, we didn't have a spare room to use at the time. So I was on the kitchen table.
Yes, I remember you saying.
And the story goes, I had to clean the breakfast off, like the milk and all of that, because it'd end up on all my stuff. So
all the kids.
First I was doing that. Yeah. As you get them out to preschool or whatever. So we were doing childcare. We were doing that. I was finding it difficult sitting on this kitchen chair.
Back.
Yeah.
Painful.
So I made a standing desk.
Very good.
Out of 4 celebration tins and a chopping board.
Tell you what, that's great stuff.
On top of my gas cooker.
That's
probably wasn't a good idea.
Probably not a good idea.
But it was a good place to stand.
Absolutely,
So
yeah.
I had a picture somewhere. I'm gutted. It was like my first standing desk. I'm so proud. Because I was just needed to move. But yeah, so home working, it is what it is. But like you say, you can improve it with your business broadband. And
Get business broadband.
What about devices?
Again, I would highly recommend for starting to get a laptop. I don't mind whether it's a Windows or a Mac.
What sort of price point? I think we can give an idea. What sort of price point should people be looking at? Or what thing in the laptop should they look for?
That you should be looking for Windows Professional. Because obviously Windows Home says exactly what it says on the tin. The main difference between Windows Professional, it does allow you to BitLocker your device. So very quickly, BitLockering means that when you very first power on your machine, it asks you for a unique number that only you know. And the reason being is that if I steal your laptop tomorrow and you've not BitLockered it, with some programs, with about 10 or 15 minutes, I've cracked your password and I've got in. And I've now got access to all of your data. With BitLocker, and literally cannot do this. You take the disk out, you do whatever, it literally goes, nope, not unless you have, and I think it's a 28 or 36 digit recovery key.
Wow.
So they've got your laptop, which is fine. You've lost it, unfortunately, but they haven't got your data. So Windows 11, professional. Always make sure it's professional. I'd make sure that you've got at least, nowadays, 16 gig of RAM. Purely because of Windows.
I'd base it on the same,
Based on the same 16 gig. I really don't mind in terms of, again, we're getting techie, but Core i5 or a Core i7. If, let's say when you were very first starting off, Adam, emails, bit of internet, bit of surfing, bit of stuff like that, the Core i5 would have done you proud. So you want to do something like that. Fairly large, I would say minimal, 512 SSD hard drive. SSD is solid state, no moving parts. Very, very, very fast. Okay. So that should give you, in terms of cost, my friend, you can get them for around 300-400, but I always budget for 500-600. You basically get what you pay for. If it's 300 to 400, you're like, okay, it'll do, but very quickly. And we've spoken about this before. I've got loads of customers that, God bless them, don't have enough money to start off with. Money is very tight at that time, so they purchase what they can. But literally within a year, it's not fit for my purpose anymore, Andy. And so we've upgraded. I always pitch 500-600, and you should be looking to make that last 3 to 4 to 5 years.
There we go. So, because I know it can be confusing walking, and I know technology. And when I'm walking in, let's say I walk into a major high street chain store where they sell computers.
McDonald's,
and I'm walking McDonald's, when the Big Mac, please. No, when I'm looking through the spec, you're like, where are the specs? It's so important just to check those basic specs out. So I know we've gone into a bit of detail there, but believe us, you'll be in a better place. I have had clients ask me what laptop. I'm looking at laptops. What do you think of these? And I've got none of them. You want 16 gigabytes of memory, because you'll just be replacing it.
And I think it's also important. God bless these stores. Try and do as much as they can to help you. When you're starting off, you will need a really good antivirus. You will probably get bundled in like the Nortons and the McAfees. Got a tiny bit of an edge to grind with those people because they do tend to take over your machine. There are
in terms of resources,
they're very intensive. These stores are probably, how shall I say, commercially pushed to sell these things. Definitely go, refuse. If you're asking my personal, say, no, thank you, I've got this sorted. There are much, much better versions out there, Bitdefender being one of them. It's the one that we recommend and use. It's very low key footprint, but it has lots of capabilities to schedule, scan, and things like that. So yeah, but definitely look at those specs. They will be there, let's face it. Those guys are out there to sell you what they can, so they can get the biggest commission. And I'm not being disrespectful, that's what they do, but you really need to know your stuff. If you just walk into these places, they will sell you whatever they think will be right. And 9 times out of 10, it's not right for you.
Yeah. So take note of those specs if you're looking for a machine to get you started. Software, I know where you're going to go with this.
Yeah, I highly recommend Microsoft Office. I think with the way that Microsoft are now giving it as a plan, and again, let's be really honest, Adam. For let's say if I round it up, for £13 a month, you get Teams, but you get Outlook, Word, Excel, all your emails, and it's a professional looking.
You get further apps within that you can use in Teams, such as Planner.
Teams Planner. I know you're big on that at the moment. Yeah.
Ones that are out there are like Trello.
Yeah, Monday.com and stuff like that.
Monday.com and things like that. But you can use Planner. What else? Bookings. Have they changed the name? No, it is Bookings.
No, it is Bookings. You can use your Calendlink, your meeting booking link.
Yep.
So for £13 a month, you are effectively getting the whole Microsoft suite. Again, for me, I'm just like, it's worth it.
And the reason why £13 a month, it's like your Netflix services or anything like that.
Software as a service.
That's the one. The good thing about it is Planner.
Yeah.
For example, has been updated. It was called To Do.
It was called To Do, but how much more tasks? I think
it was called Tasks. Sorry.
Sorry, you're going way back. It was originally called To Do.
Yeah.
Then it was called Tasks. Now it's called Planner.
So when you're getting it on a subscription, you get all of those updates as they come out.
Switch off for a small moment, my friend. Take Adam, HubSpoke, 8 years old. How much more now are you using that planner? It's incredible, isn't it?
We're doing a website for a client right now.
Yeah.
And in fact, I've just ticked a box on it this morning, so the wireframing is complete.
Well, there you go.
So we've got all the stages. So we've got branding on there, domains, hosting, all that sort of stuff.
So, I would highly recommend Microsoft. Now, obviously, I will say it, Google's out there. You can do the Google Workspace,
Google is,
Google Sheets, Google Docs, Google everything. It's pretty damn good. I think we've mentioned on this before. So my only small concern with doing Google is that, and honestly, it is literally last week I had this same conversation. Andy, I'm sending a customer a Google Doc. They can't open it in Microsoft Word. There's some incompatibility. It's causing me a bit of a heartache. They're getting a bit frustrated with me. What do I do? And I'm just like, migrate. Google's good. Do not get me wrong. Yeah, it really is good. I'm just finding that if you are starting to deal with the larger clients, typically they are on Microsoft.
Yeah, I mean, there are some large clients we're working with. They are Google, but they're still using Word and everything like that. So there is that playoff. But in terms of getting yourself with the right tools in your toolbox, if you think about it,
£13 a month.
£13 a month. You've got a good laptop there.
Yeah,
that should do you for
really 3 to 4
to 5, 3 to 5 years maybe. We'll see how you go. It depends how you use it as well.
Yeah, of course.
You've got your domain.
Yeah,
you've got your website. You've got your emails, and you can. How it works with emails, if you did have the email server part of it, the Outlook. Is it still called Outlook servers? Yeah, Outlook servers.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm asking him a question while he's taking a mouthful of coffee. You have to then point the domain name.
So think about your house and your sign.
Yeah.
The sign has to go. This is where the website is hosted, but your emails are next door in the garage, which is effectively Microsoft.
Yeah.
So that's all it is. You're just redirecting. So from my point of view, I would ask you for where's your domain hosted, Adam? Your domain name.
Yep.
You would say 123reg. Or Reg123, I can't remember whichever way around. You would grant me access, or I could talk you through, and all you would do is you would point the MX records, the mail exchange records, and you say, point them over here to Microsoft, please, and then I would take over, and suddenly you've got your Adam at Rarebook, Adam at HubSpoke.
Yep. So that's just to explain how that works. Because that took me a while.
It does, my friend.
To do that, just doing it off my own back. Because it's very easy when it's all managed for you in one place. But when you're suddenly like, I need to put my emails over there. You're like,
And with great respect, Microsoft, they make it easy, but if you also think about it, they make it so they can ensure you own the domain. Because I could go into Microsoft and go, ha, I'm going to set up Andy at HubSpoke Media. But unless I've got access to the control panel, unless you can tell Microsoft, please confirm you own this domain, because only the domain owner can change the DNS control. Yeah, and it goes, create this record.
Yep.
Yes, it's you who's got the domain. Okay, add these other records for me. I'll let you host your emails with me.
there we go. So hopefully that's not too deep, but it gets you on the right foot. There's loads of helpful businesses out there, like Andy, for example, that can help people out with that, obviously at a chargeable rate. However, there's also lots of resources on Microsoft's website.
Loads and loads. But it is a bit
likewise,
of a
if you're going
minefield.
down the Google Workspace route,
Same thing.
you can put them into you can point them at your Google
Correct.
Workspace account, and you can manage your emails that way. So we've got email, we've got a website, we've got logos, we've got branding, got a computer,
You have.
we've got our software.
Yeah.
We're starting to look in pretty good shape. But there's one thing you touched on which we need to add. Have you heard? I know the answer. Have you heard of the Information Commissioner's Office?
Yes, I have indeed heard of the Intermission Computer.
Intermission's Computer Organisation.
Organisation.
No, the Information Commissioner's Office.
Yes, the ICO.
ICO.
Yes.
Yeah, is the abbreviation.
And why is that important? By the way, remind me to tell you about another 3-letter acronym company you should join.
I'm now trying to think about that. Right, so the ICO is basically the people in charge of sort of data protection and stuff in the UK. To hold data on people as a business, you really need to register. You need to register with them.
You really
register with them. I think for us it's £30-40 a year.
It's in the great scheme of Adam, nothing.
Yeah, but the difference is you are showing that you are holding data appropriately. So this could be clients, this could be staff, this could be just like associates, stakeholders, any data. Obviously, you're going to have financial data and this, that, and the other.
Your suppliers, your customers' data.
Yep. So you
details.
sign up to the ICO because basically, if there's say a data breach or a problem and it gets reported, it's these guys that it gets reported to. You need to register and you need to show them that you're holding your data. So the other thing you can do is look at, I know the 3-letter.
Well done.
I
could see the little light.
Yeah, because you can see where I'm going.
Yeah.
Okay. Because you need to have some things in place, which Andy's now going to talk about. Go on then, give us your 3-letter.
FSB.
Yeah. Federation of Small Business. We had Howard on.
I thought it was fried sausage beans.
No, it isn't. Sorry to let you down. How long have you been a member? Years.
Years.
It's not fried sausage beans, but
Okay.
Howard will
hungry
be
now, though.
delighted to hear that. So we had Howard on.
He's coming on
And
soon.
he's coming on, yeah. We had Howard on from the Great North Area Ambulance episode. He's the regional guy for the FSB. But the FSB has what, Mr. Reid? That is
Anything that you
amazing.
could possibly have. Every single thing. They've got legal, they've got templates, they've got insurers. Now we know from the episode with Howard, they've got 24/7 doctor telephone ability.
Yeah, they've got all
Some,
sorts.
which is incredible. But I think from our point of view and from Howard's point of view, it's a no-brainer. It's something like silly pence per month or silly amount per year, and you get a wealth of ability. Somebody just to listen to talk to. I think if I remember correctly, you were after some kind of template.
Yep. So it's in the Legal Hub. So for example, someone once is when I was, because believe it or not, there's loads of things that you need, like modern slavery policy.
100%.
I didn't realise this.
No,
You've got to learn
absolutely.
at some point, though, right?
Yeah,
So
you've got to
it was
do
like, where's your modern slavery policy? I was like,
Like, what?
what? Okay, it's me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the only one in the business.
Yeah.
But you need it. So FSB, I was a member,
Yeah.
went in the Legal Hub, looked it
Search
up.
for it, yeah.
I was like, oh, here's a templated document. Obviously,
Yeah.
I need to read and adopt it and go, that is my policy.
Yeah.
But it was there to help me.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I didn't know what I needed to be compliant.
No.
So
Michelle was the same when we took on an apprentice.
Yep.
Your normal legal terms of contract and work for an employee is different than if you employ an apprentice. There's certain things you have to do. Again, Michelle was like, no idea. Oh, I know. She said, I'll phone the FSB or log on to the Legal Hub. There it was. Downloaded
It's great.
it. Really
Contracts.
fantastic.
Client contracts.
100%. Terms and
Risk
conditions.
assessments.
Yes.
Terms and conditions. Privacy policies.
GDPR policy.
GDPR policies, yeah. All of this stuff that you need that you think, this is not why I set up a business. But you have to have these things in place. Health and safety policy.
It protects you more than anything.
Yeah. The difference is you can spend, a couple of days and you could have all of these things in place. All right, your website you might want to work on for a bit of time, I get that. But you can absolutely spend some time.
There's a coffee out
Oh,
of
look
nowhere.
at this, you've brought a flask in today. You're jealous. You had to make it taller than mine, didn't you?
Exactly. I need more coffee.
No, you don't.
I don't.
So the Federation of Small Business, I'd seriously recommend it. I know if you're starting up, it's like money out, money out, money out. But seriously, have a look at it, because if you're a member, you get access to networking events and what they do.
Fabulous. I was going to come on to that.
You can put yourself forward for the FSB Business Awards,
You can.
and you can access the Legal Hub, the documentation, and there's also those rates that you can access in terms of preferential rates. For
I know you
members.
said it costs money, my friend, and yes, it does. Please don't get me wrong, it does cost money. But what we are always talking about as well is time saving. For me to then go, well, I won't pay the FSB, but I'll go and write, search, Google a template or whatever like that. Again, why would you? Legal Hub, download. There you are, I'm there. I could spend a couple of hours, trawling the internet. There will be some out there, but then modifying and that. These are already these are templates that have already been verified by the FSB.
Yep, by the
so
legal team.
they're 99.9% there. You've just got to make sure that, obviously, you make sure that your name's inserted at the relevant point, but also it's relevant to you. But they're already legal.
And then you adhere by it.
That's the other thing. So all the time that you save, and again, I'm not talking thousands of pounds to join the FSB, it's pennies.
I'm sure it's like 150.
I was going to say less than 200 because I wasn't quite
I think
certain.
it's less than 200.
But
I think.
that's-
It depends what tier I think you can access, maybe. But it's definitely.
Please
that.
don't quote us on that, but no, it's
Go to them
well
for the
worth
pricing.
it.
I can't really remember. But for what it does for you in the short term, especially when you're starting up, it will take you from opening your business box to going, I've got a business.
Yeah,
You've got
definitely.
all these things because you can put all these policies on the website. Right, let's just recap where we're up to.
I've got a house.
A website. He's got a website. He's got with a domain name, with emails attached, with a Teams or Office or Google.
Yeah.
So you've got something to do your documentation on. You've registered with the ICO, Information Commissioner's Office.
Correct.
Did I say it was about 40 quid a year?
It's something
I thought I did touch on
35,
that.
40 quid.
Yeah. Federation of Small Business.
Excuse me.
Federation of Small Business to help you get us set up with policies, documentation, contracts. Really important. Make sure you know about contracts.
Yeah.
Get contracts in place for working with clients.
Correct.
Partly, people always look at it like so we're tying each other in. No. Data protection purposes, you're saying you're legally allowed to access that data that you as the customer, you as the business are getting from the customer.
Correct. 100%.
Okay, and also privacy information. So you've got that privacy policy, really important.
Yeah.
Cookie policy for the website.
On the website,
Make sure you've
really
got that there.
important.
But you do all of that very quickly on day 2.
1,576.
No, that's now. On day 2, you're in really good shape.
You really
to go
are.
forward.
You
and
really
these
are.
are all the steps that you can take. Also, limited company company's house.
Yeah.
If you're going down that route, probably find some kind of accountancy support. If you limited company, you need to go through an accountant to.
Yeah. But we had people like Louise from Dark Bookkeeping. We've got Hillary from Bevan Vat to help you and stuff like that. Again, I think if we touch on that, I was going to say, day 2, you've got your business, but then you probably need to think about your trusted partners now. Who can you?
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because remember, we were saying you can do it all yourself. And you can probably do that for the first couple of months while you get yourself, a couple of customers going, but very quickly. And I think I'd probably like to think every customer, bless us, every guest that we've had on, Adam, they've said the same thing. They all tried to do it themselves and very quickly went, well, I'm too busy now doing my admin and my invoices and I'm not actually doing the job that I set up my business to do.
Got something else then.
Ooh.
Bookkeeping software.
Yes, bookkeeping software,
So
Xero.
There's a big push for Make Tax Digital and all
There
this,
is.
and it's coming. It's
It
coming.
really
I
is
can't
coming.
remember what the date. We're on it, so it's irrelevant because we're doing it all
We're doing
digitally.
it now. So every quarter now is making Michelle's life so much easier.
Yeah, we do it quarterly as well.
Yeah.
So bookkeeping software, is it looks at your bank account, set up a company bank account, separate one, ideally. Easier to just track and monitor. If you're a sole trader, set up a separate one. If you're a limited company, you need a separate one because legally the company's different.
Yeah, 100%.
You can look at the terms and what the fees are for business accounts and this, that, and the other. Loads of providers out there. And then bookkeeping software, Xero, Sage, Free Agent.
Free Agent is a good one.
What was another one? QuickFile. QuickBooks. Yeah. So there's loads of options. What they allow you to do is create your invoices in the software online. So you log into it. 2-factor authentication, everything.
Absolutely everything.
Yeah, that's security, by the way. So you need the code either off your phone or whatever device you're using. 2-factor authentication. He's smiling.
With the camera mouth, isn't it?
It's not even your camera. That's the wide camera.
Is it? Oh.
This is your camera.
Oh, hang on, it's coming.
Here. So 2-factor authentication, absolutely everything to secure it. But bookkeeping software is fantastic because you can connect it to your bank account. It pulls your bank account transactions through. So if someone pays you, I invoice you for £10. I raise the invoice in my bookkeeper software. I connect it to my inbox.
Correct.
It emails Andy with a PDF. Here's my invoice. It may have a pay online option available depending on what sort of software you're using.
Correct.
You might want a Stripe account for that if you need it. Very easy to set up.
Very easy to set up.
When he pays, the £10 comes into my bank account. You are paying. Okay. £10 comes into my account. You just click on the line and it had probably already gone, we think this is Andy's payment for his bill. And you go, yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
And your accountant can log into it, usually, depending on what they use, check what they use. And bookkeepers can log in, this, that, and the other. So there's a tremendous amount. You also can upload your receipts in there. So very quickly, you've got the back of house sorted. Now, this is the bit that nobody sees really setting up.
Gosh,
all the stuff we just talked about there.
Yeah.
They only see the shiny happy running around. Hey, look at this. We're doing this today. But there's so many things that you can get in place. Business insurance. I haven't talked about that.
You can use the FSB to do that.
You can use the FSB to do that. Of course, there's other providers, but make sure it's a business insurance. Be specific on what you are pricing. Make a calculated, accurate cost on the equipment. For me, it's cameras and all sorts. Obviously, it's
make
quite
sure
high.
you get all of that.
And I have to keep going and updating it as we then add equipment because obviously we're increasing the cost of the asset, which does push the insurance up. But there's loads of.
But again, it's well worth it. You know, if you think about what we were saying about, remember the lovely, God bless, I can't remember her name, but she was lovely from Towergate Insurance. And she was saying that for only £65, you can get your building insurance reviewed because the amount of horror stories that she had where, you know, God bless them, the building had something happen, a fire or something, and they went, you've invalidated the insurance because you actually haven't been keeping it up to date. Because everybody does it once and then forgets about it, thinking, well, I'm insured. But then, I've changed offices, I've added this, I've done this, I've done that. Really, every single year, look and review.
Yep. And, you know, review mid-year if you need to, if you know that things are changing. So what I'd say with all that, and people might just go, what the hell have you just unloaded? Like, it sounds like loads, but actually, if you go through each part in turn, they are key steps that you can do. And hopefully that answers all the questions that I had.
Gosh, yes.
The next thing you need to then start doing is go, right, social media accounts for the business, for marketing. Where am I going to be marketing? What am I going to be doing? Okay. So your Facebook, your TikToks, all of this. Think about how you can have a coherent tag, you know, like at HubSpot Media, for example. Can you get that across all your things? Register that to the company email address,
100%.
Not your personal one, because then you're keeping everything nice and tidy all in one place.
I would like to say, segregate your work from your work life.
Yeah.
Home life, work life, segregate it.
Yeah.
It's easier.
Yeah,
use your
100%.
personal Facebook for like, hey, look at me, I'm in Edinburgh. But then use your business one for like, hey, look, here I am. We need to mention the events, the networking events. But here I am at the networking event.
Yeah.
Meeting up with at Adam Hope Spoke Media, tagging and all of that type of thing. So
100%.
Really good idea.
So Facebook business page. And then you can share that through your personal page to then get people to follow.
Correct.
You can put your website links on there because you've created your website. You can put an inquiry email on there if you needed to, and this, that, and the other. Put all those things in place. You can use things like Facebook Business Suite. So if you've only used the private Facebook normal person account, you can use something called Business Suite, which is free, and it allows you to schedule posts.
Yeah.
And if you've got an Instagram account, you can connect the professional. So get an Instagram account for the business, turn it into a professional account, connect it to your Facebook page.
Correct.
And then in Business Suite, you can actually post to both Facebook and Instagram and tailor the difference in the content. That is a free tool
Yeah, it is.
to use. TikToks, all of that sort of stuff. Set it up. LinkedIn pages. Do you have a LinkedIn profile?
Yeah.
Yeah. Make sure all the right information in terms of address and details are there. Then I would say look at a tool like Canva.
Oh, we spoke about that one.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
doing
every one
myself
of us.
out of a job.
Yeah, but we all
we
spoke
use
about
Canva
that.
as well as
Oh,
Photoshop.
absolutely.
You know,
Really good.
We've got full Adobe Cloud.
Have you?
creative
You've
license.
never mentioned it.
Cost me a fortune.
You've
the
never
always bit
mentioned
I
that
follow.
neither.
Yeah, but it is an incredible, fantastic tool
is.
that is appropriate for us now.
It is 100%.
And I've had it since day one because we were video editing from the get-go. However, you can use tools like Canva, Pixabay,
Yeah.
Unsplash,
Unsplash, I think it's called. Yeah.
Creative Commons. What I'd then say is you then get into this rule of, do you have copyright issues regarding images? So you can't just be taking any photograph off the internet and slapping it on your
Not
company.
allowed.
Yeah, so either your own imagery that you've created, or you can use stock imagery, as it's called. Some are Creative Commons license, which means it is free to use and available, but you need to check that that is the case. Some you can get stock image websites.
iStock Photos.
iStock Photo,
Adobe has one.
Stock. We've got a stock
Yeah.
amount that we can use.
Yeah.
But you have to pay to get a stock license and
Yeah.
this, that, and the other. So all I'd say is when it comes to imagery and other people's videos and this, that, and the other, make sure that you have the right licenses in place so you don't come under copyright.
Correct.
Because then
Protect
you can
yourself.
post that. Obviously, if you're taking pictures yourself, then outstanding. But if you had Canva, some kind of imagery that you can bring in, Canva does have options to bring
It
imagery
does.
in as well.
Does.
And you can upload your own photographs.
Yeah.
You've then created a way of creating assets and pushing that through your social media.
Yeah. All unique to your branding.
Yeah, and you can also create the assets to put on your website,
You can.
design your website. So then whether you are, and we haven't talked about whether you're a builder, a cake business, whether you're a plumber, whether you're opening a cafe, consultancy. Well, that's what I meant at the start when we're talking about opening up your business box.
Yeah.
These are the basic tools that you need, I think, and open to suggestions on any others that people have.
Definitely.
Then, sky's the limit. You can go for Adobe Cloud. You can then start buying nice cameras to take a sharper, more professional
Correct.
image.
Again, depending on your market sector.
You might need an editing machine. You might need a higher spec PC.
Yeah, you might need some networking equipment for me. So
Yeah.
again, does depend on the market that you're in. But once you've got that regular base of income, then I think you start to look at your box, and you might be starting to think, might need a bigger box here. Can I add a bigger box to it, or can I
We're
move?
going to need a bigger box.
I think it's bought, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, but
closer.
those types of things. So if you go right back to the start, my friend, if you're looking at how's your hub spoke box, is it bulging at the seams? Does it need to move?
It was.
It was. Hang on a minute, that's past tense.
It was. And then you helped me because I was like, and this again, you touched on it, trusted partners. And I've told this before, but my email, I was using webmail inboxes and this and the other, perfectly good for the job at the time. But it got to the point where I'm like, I need a more robust system. Because when I started bringing staff in, how am I sharing files and this, that, and the other? And I was using a Google Drive,
Yeah, you were.
which is fine. You can
it
figure it out and work with it. But it wasn't like industrial grade, is how I'm going to refer to it, solution. So that's why I moved to Teams. That's why I got Andy in, because I was like, can you just sort this out for me? Because I was so busy doing other bits and bobs in terms of actual camera work, websites, whatever I was doing. I was like, if you can just focus on that for me,
Yeah.
that would solve a lot of my problems. And lo and behold, he goes, there's your emails.
Ta-da!
Which, by the way, he migrated.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like here's an empty inbox. It was here's your emails with all the emails in it. with
4 to 5 years worth of history.
Yeah, on Microsoft Office servers or whatever, Outlook service on there with all of the information. Here's your Teams folders. Here's a suggested way that you set it up and go with it. And then I just moved all my files
did?
into there. And you would have done that.
I
if
would have done
went,
that. I
but-
can do that.
Yeah, but I was like, that's fine. I can do that. So, and for me, it was drag and drop.
Yeah.
And we're away. So, yes, I think it's good to. I like that. Is your business box bulging? That's a good
Yeah.
idea to see, because as you do grow,
Oh, gosh, yeah.
it does change.
It does, absolutely. Every
And you
day
are going to
changes.
need a bigger box.
You certainly will do.
Right.
Where's your bigger box?
He's right in front of me.
Oh, I'm wounded. I'm wounded. I was thinking I'm more of a pallet.
You're flat pack.
I'm a flat pack size of a pallet, lad.
Right, I've got some news.
Drum roll, please. And here is the 9:40 news.
Exactly.
We're going over to our in-reporter, Adam.
Hi.
Hi.
We're getting upgrades again
What?
on the studio.
No.
We're moving.
Oh.
We're moving
From this little lovely office.
to that one behind you.
That's a bigger office.
Yeah, but it's only over there.
Yay!
We're not like moving away.
All right. Phew.
No,
I was thinking I was have to walk further.
We are moving, relocating.
Oh, well done.
Paperwork
Congrats.
is signed. We're going to go over there and make this. I mean, this has been outstanding.
It's fabulous.
Outstanding. However, there's a few challenges when it gets a bit warmer.
Yes.
Gets a bit warm. We have some ambient noise at times if we open. That's a train, not Andy breaking.
No.
Wind. So we've got a few challenges that we've been sort of
Okay. That's
juggling,
good.
especially we've gone the warm months. But yes, so we are going to be moving hopefully this week.
Right.
The
So
plan
you've
is this
literally
week. I've
expanded
signed
your
the-
box.
Yeah, I've expanded the box.
Expanded the box.
And it's more in terms of set and capability.
Right.
So there is going to be a bit of change in the look.
bit of
There's going to
change.
be many similarities, like the furniture's coming over and this, that, and
Oh,
the other.
goodness me, yes.
But I've got those cable covers down there that you can see, for example.
And smell.
And they do at the moment. They're going to run down the centre with like all the audio cables into the table.
Lovely.
Alina's mixing desk is going to be behind the cameras. We don't have enough width to do that.
Of course,
it'd be
yeah.
So it'd be like table, cameras, Alina.
Yeah,
on the-
of course.
on the
Yeah,
mixing
yeah. That's
desk.
nice.
We'll have a seating area in this corner here.
Right.
If that makes... Sorry, I'm pitching it like I'm in that room.
Yeah.
And then potentially backdrop curtain.
Nice.
Still having the sound panels in and stuff like this. We're just
Yeah.
working out whether we put got a big black backdrop curtain, whether we run with that. But I've also got lights that look like lightsabers, which you saw me on the phone.
Oh, those were.
Yeah.
Have you thought about, instead of the black cover behind the TV, a green one, so you can then do green screen effects?
Ooh, never thought of that.
Just again as an idea, because it gives you
That's a
bit of
great idea.
functionality.
But we can like have that stood to the side as well.
You
so
could
we,
do, and
you
then
might
just
not use it,
literally-
and then if you're going to use it, you bring it in.
either that or get some curtain rails, and then like it could be a black one, could be a green one.
We could put a Teams call on the screen.
That's exactly what I was thinking, mate.
That's incredible. Talking off air about
Hey.
that. Right. Normally we ask what you do in the weekend. We are midweek because we had to move things around for bookings.
Yes.
Well, you're having a nice time, I hear.
Today is my last working day of this week.
Wow.
For tomorrow, I go to Portugal.
Do you?
I go to Portugal, my first official holiday for 19 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Definitely got the work-life balance wrong.
But if you get your business box right, then you can work on the work-life balance.
Now, things have changed lately, and we feel as though we are in a much stronger position, can I call it that? Again, I will openly say it, mate, with trusted partners like yourself. You're now handling all of our social media. From that, we're beginning to grow. We're getting more contacts. If we talk about the gentleman that you introduced me to last week, that's coming off. I'm literally finishing this podcast and running to a meeting with him. So we feel as though we are beginning to grow. We're beginning to stabilize. So actually, me and Michelle have said, no, do you know what? It's about time we take a little bit of a break. We've been flat out. As you know, I run 1,000,000 miles an hour.
You do.
But we're hopefully going to switch off with some good friends. So Thursday morning tomorrow, we're flying off to Portugal and not arriving back into the UK until Monday, 11 o'clock, because we're taking advantage of the bank holiday Monday.
Good on you.
So that'll be very, very nice.
Enjoy.
No laptop.
Good.
Think of me, no laptop.
I know, no laptop.
No laptop, just my phone, and
flippy
that's
phone.
it. My flippy
Do
phone.
everything on that phone.
Yeah, we can do everything. And
No,
of
but you
course,
don't need to.
No,
You're fine.
Like you
You're
were
fine.
going to New Zealand, I'm going to be contactable, but unless it's like, I've said to the boys, look, unless the place is on fire.
Yeah.
But and
Still
they've
don't
said,
ring.
Yeah, still don't ring. But no, they've been lovely. They're like, no, Andy, you need to do it. You and Michelle, get away, enjoy yourselves. So really, really looking forward to that. Does mean I'm working till about midnight tonight, but
Of course.
but that's fine. So yeah, that's great. What about yours?
Well, I'm going on an excursion as soon as this finishes.
At 9:44.
Yeah. So
45. Bye.
there is pretty much today I am going to be out of office. I'm taking a camera with me.
Right. So it's not out of office, bye-bye.
It's kind of out of office, but I've been doing bits. I started work at 6 o'clock this morning. I was doing
I beat you,
things.
4 o'clock.
You're going to Portugal. I'm going to see a good friend make beer.
Now, I'm going to cancel my meeting and come with you.
He has been making beer as a side.
As a side hobby?
Side hobby, yeah.
Yeah?
But then he entered his beer into a beer festival.
Right.
And the response was incredible. And he's always invited me down. And I'm like, yes, I'd like to. But he's trying to work it out during the week because Noms is on a Wednesday.
Oh, gosh, of course, yeah.
So I'm going to go there today with a camera and partake in making the beer in terms of having a go at that. So I'm looking forward to learning something a bit different and seeing it. And I often find doing something else completely different sometimes helps generate ideas.
Yeah.
So
I could get drunk on this.
Well, no, that won't be happening.
No.
Because it needs to ferment.
Right, I
don't
see.
really know. I've never done it. So I'm going to go and do that. I'm going to take some photographs and get some stuff because he is potentially dabbling with the idea of selling his beer.
Right.
In a bigger quantity, if that makes sense. So I'm going through.
He would be a good guest to have on.
He would be. I'll have a chat with him today.
Have a chat with him.
Yeah. So so he's got his day job and then he just started doing it himself. And I tell you what, I've tasted it. It is fantastic. I was like, what?
Yeah.
This is like the real deal. So I'm going to go there today, and then this weekend, nothing. Chilled out. Absolutely chilled. Nothing. That's my weekend.
Nothing, and nothing.
Yeah, like just enjoyment, gardening, whatever.
Okay. Can I tell you a very quick funny story? Bless my father. 79 years old, went round yesterday to help him with his Tesco shop because Michelle, he's okay on the technology, but needs a tad of help on applying his Tesco points. So sat there and bless him. When would you like your order delivered, Dad? And he went, Thursday. Yeah, I do nothing Thursday. And I just started laughing. And he went, what are you laughing at? I'm like, God bless you, Dad. You're 79 and retired. You do nothing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Yeah? And he went, yeah, but Thursday's special. I'm like, what's special about Thursday? It's my special do-nothing day.
The super ultra do-nothing day. I think we all need a Thursday.
Honestly, I'm just laughing away, and I'm just like, honestly, Dad, you crack me up. It's my special do-nothing day.
Special do-nothing day. I think we all need one of those.
I think
we should
every
take
single one.
a leaf out of his book. And that's the other thing, when you're setting up a business, it's actually worthwhile doing a special do-nothing day when it comes to the business.
Absolutely, mate. Close the lid of the box.
You need to step away.
Close the lid. Stop away.
Because like I say, I'm going to be there today, and I guarantee you I will have some ideas that come off the back of it.
100%.
And it might impact the studio, it might impact the marketing side.
Do you know what would be really good? 5 beers before the podcast for every guest. How good would that be? Okay, maybe not. Maybe not.
Maybe.
No, let's retract that idea.
One later. Right, well, you enjoy your trip.
Thank you very kindly, sir. I'll see you next week.
Absolutely.
And
yeah, looking gorgeous.
Thank you. So, no, that's great. Hopefully everybody has a lovely rest of the week.
Yep.
Goodbye.
Bye.